Making the jump from simple facial oil serums to an emulsified face lotion can be kind of scary. What if it doesn't emulsify? What preservative should you use? What about pH? That's why I've created this super light, beginner-friendly, 100% natural face lotion formulation. It's packed with hydrating humectants and skin-soothing ingredients, and I've taken care of all of the fussy stuff so you can start emulsifying with confidence. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to whip up this non-greasy, all-natural face lotion that is sumptuous, silky, and simple to make at home. You're gonna love it. Let's dive in with the heated water phase. This is where our hydration magic begins. We're making a 100-gram batch today, but I have included the full percentages in the description box if you would like to make a larger or a smaller batch. We'll start with 30 grams of rose hydrosol, which hydrates the skin and adds a gentle, natural scent. I'm using a hydrosol instead of an essential oil because it's much gentler on the skin, which is exactly what we want in a facial product. If rose isn't your thing, feel free to swap it out. There are tons of beautiful hydrosols to explore. Just give them a sniff first. Some of them smell nothing like their essential oil cousins. Chamomile, I'm looking at you. Next, you'll need 4 grams of vegetable glycerin. This ingredient holds onto water so your face stays soft, smooth, and hydrated throughout the day. Then, we'll weigh out 2 grams of panthenol, also known as vitamin B5. It's a skin-soothing powerhouse that helps calm irritation and support the skin barrier. And now for one of my absolute favorite ingredients. 1.5 grams of a 60% sodium lactate solution. Think of sodium lactate like glycerin, but better. It holds onto even more water than glycerin does, and with less stickiness. It's also part of our skin's natural moisturizing factor. And possibly best of all, it quietly handles the pH balancing of this formula behind the scenes, making your life easier and the pH of the lotion perfect for your skin and the preservative we'll be adding later on. If your sodium lactate is a different concentration, don't stress. There's a simple conversion chart in the free guide I've linked below to help you adjust it accurately. No guesswork needed. Now, unless you're confident testing and adjusting pH, I don't recommend substituting the sodium lactate in this formulation. It really does quite a few important jobs. Lastly, we'll finish off this phase with 44.7 grams of distilled water. And for a quick tip, if you would like the scent of your finished lotion to be stronger, simply use less distilled water and more hydrosol. So you can easily trade, say, 20 grams of distilled water, so like 20 grams less distilled water, 20 grams more hydrosol for more of the smell of whatever your hydrosol smells like. Now that our water phase is sorted, it's time to turn to the part of the formula that makes it creamy and substantial, our heated oil phase. We'll begin with 4.5 grams of jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is one of my all-time favorite moisturizers. It's nourishing without being greasy, and its beautiful color adds the tiniest touch of a sort of slightly warm hue to the lotion, so it doesn't end up looking cold and sterile like some store-bought creams can. Next up is 5 grams of EcoSil, a natural silicone alternative that gives your lotion a smooth, glidey feel. It's a big part of why this lotion feels luxurious and spreads effortlessly across the skin without feeling heavy. I've found this ingredient sold all over the world under a ton of different names. So if you're having trouble finding it, make sure you look it up in the free Humblebee and Me DIY encyclopedia. I've included lots of links to places to buy it all over the world there. To add some body to our lotion, weigh out 3.5 grams of cetyl alcohol. Cetyl alcohol thickens the lotion in a way that feels smooth and silky and luxurious, not at all sticky or waxy. You will definitely notice the difference. Now, I know the word alcohol in a moisturizer can set off alarm bells, but don't worry. Cetyl alcohol is actually a moisturizing fatty alcohol, so it's not at all drying to the skin like high concentrations of volatile alcohols like ethanol can be. Finally, the ingredient that brings everything together, 2.5 grams of Olivem 1000. This is our emulsifier, the matchmaker that helps oil and water fall in love and stay together. Without it, you'd just end up with a layer of fatty stuff floating on top of a layer of watery stuff, which is, boo. With Olivem 1000, we get a beautiful, creamy, stable emulsion. This emulsifier is all natural and derived from olives. It's easy to use and one of the most widely available natural emulsifying waxes out there, making it a great choice for this formula. And that's it for our heated phases. All right, we've weighed out both of our heated phases, so let's bring this lotion to life. Combine the heated phases in 2 separate beakers, one for the heated water phase and one for the heated oil phase. Weigh the water phase and write that weight down for later. This is so we can replace the water that'll evaporate during heating. Heat both phases. I'm using my lab hot plate on low, but you can also use a water bath. We're aiming for somewhere in the 60 to 70 degrees Celsius range, but don't stress about hitting an exact number. As long as everything in the oil phase has fully melted and the water phase is hot enough to prevent the oil phase from re-solidifying when they're combined, you're golden. While those heat, I've got an all-natural eye cream formulation for you that uses lots of the same ingredients as this one. Formula Botanica's upcoming free formulation masterclass will teach you how to make your very own gorgeous botanical eye cream, starring several of the ingredients we are using today, plus some beautiful botanical actives. I've earned 2 diplomas from Formula Botanica, and even though I started studying with them after I'd been making for several years, I learned a lot. Readers have told me that the difference between my pre- and post-diploma formulations is really obvious, and I have to agree. So if you'd like to try out Formula Botanica and see if studying with them could be the next step in your formulation journey, or maybe you'd just like to make an awesome eye cream, you've got to sign up for their formulation masterclass. I've included the sign-up link in the description box below. It's totally free, so why not give it a go? Okay, our phases are nice and hot, so it's time to carry on. Begin by weighing the water phase and then using a couple drops of distilled water to bring that weight back up to the number we wrote down earlier. And now for the fun and sort of magic part, emulsification. Pour the water phase into the oil phase. Stir to combine and then grab your immersion blender. As soon as you turn the blender on, you'll see the mixture turn creamy and opaque. We have an emulsion. But here's a common beginner trap to watch out for: air bubbles. If you keep blending too long as it cools and thickens, you'll end up whipping air into it, making a lotion that's frothy and can collapse after a few days. So after about 30 to 60 seconds, switch to hand stirring. Just stir gently and consistently as the emulsion cools and begins to thicken. Once our emulsion has thickened and cooled a bit, it's time for the cool down phase. The part where we add ingredients that don't like heat but do make a big difference in performance, shelf life, and skin benefits. Grab a small dish or beaker, and we'll begin by weighing in 1 gram of Geogard ECT. This is our preservative, and it's what keeps your lovely lotion from turning into a science experiment that talks back. Mold, bacteria, yeast, none of them are welcome, and this ensures they can't move in and throw a fuzzy party. Geogard ECT is a widely available natural preservative, often sold under other names as well, like Preservative Eco, so make sure you're always double checking the INCI when shopping to make sure you are buying the right thing. Up next, 1 gram of vitamin E. Not only is it a fabulous antioxidant that helps your skin, but it also helps delay oxidation in your formulas, keeping everything fresh longer. And lastly, 0.3 grams of one of my favorite skin-soothing, moisturizing ingredients, allantoin. Pour some of the emulsion into the dish with the cool down phase and whisk to combine. You'll notice the mixture thins out quite a lot, and that is okay. Once that's uniform, scrape it back into the main batch and stir everything together. Now that everything's combined, we've got one last step before we can package it up: checking the pH. Don't worry, I've designed this formula to land in the perfect pH range all on its own, between 4.8 and 5 every single time I've made it. So if you followed the formula exactly and you don't have a way to test pH right now, you're probably good to go. But if you did make any tweaks, or you do have a pH meter, this next step is simple and it's a great habit to get into. To test your lotion, make a 10% dilution. That means mixing 2 grams of your finished lotion with 18 grams of distilled water. Stir well and then dip in your pH meter. We want a final pH of 4.5 to 5.5, a range that's great for both your skin and the preservative. Think of pH like the temperature in your fridge. If it drifts too far off in either direction, too high or too low, things can go wrong. Your lettuce wilts, your milk curdles, and your leftovers sprout a homemade fur coat. Ooh. In skincare, a pH that's too high or too low isn't good for your skin and can lead to spoilage and other stability challenges. If your pH is too high, lower it with a drop or two of a citric or lactic acid solution, stir and retest, and if your pH is too low, bump it up with a bit more sodium lactate. I'd start with about 1 gram and then stir and check again. Once everything's in that happy 4.5 to 5.5 zone, you're all set. Now comes the most satisfying part, packaging it up and actually using it. This formula has a lovely, lightweight texture that works beautifully in treatment pumps, regular pump bottles, and squeeze tubes. I'm using a 100 milliliter airless pump bottle from Yellowbee today. I love these because they keep the lotion clean and protected, and they also look very sleek on my bathroom counter. And for a little extra flair, I'm adding some colorful washi tape because why not have some fun with it? I do think this lotion is too thin to be a great choice for a jar, but that could work in a pinch. Just don't open it when it's upside down or sideways. Now, go ahead. Pump a little into your hand, smooth it onto your skin, and take a moment to feel how silky, light, and hydrating it is. It absorbs quickly, leaves no greasiness behind, and layers beautifully under sunscreen and makeup. Your skin is going to love it. If you want to take this even further, maybe add some color or botanical goodies, definitely check out this video next. In it, I share 20 easy ways to customize and level up any emulsion. And if you haven't signed up for Formula Botanica's free formulation masterclass yet, the link's down below. It's a great way to use ingredients you already have, explore natural skincare some more, and make a lovely eye cream that pairs perfectly with your new lotion.